Just give people a moment to jump on.
Cold open in 5.
Copy that algorithm. Hey yo, kia ora my friends, I'm Benny, and I'm here in the garden for the 75th episode of Monday Morning Live, the Diamond Jubilee celebration of MML. I'm going to start off today by continuing what has become a Monday Morning Live tradition, and that is to sample for the first time something that I got from the Marlborough Farmers Market. And today, courtesy of Margaret McHugh, it's a date scone. She bakes these fresh every Sunday morning. She's got a stall at the Marlborough Farmers Market. You can see her there from 9 until 12 at the AP Showgrounds in White Oak, Blenheim. Beautiful. Got a studio audience today. Thank you. Give us a round of applause. Now, Margaret McHugh runs the Gourmet Deli. You can see her at the Marlborough Farmers Market every Sunday morning. That's a lovely scone. A lovely date scone. Speaking of dates, this is a date when it's time to say welcome to the garden and welcome to Monday Morning Live, where as always we spread love and give flowers to anyone who joins us live, including my mum. We'll take a look back at the week that was, we'll take a look at the week ahead. We'll have live gardening, of course. Shout out to Renee, thank you for joining, avid viewer of the show. Take a look back at the week that was, week ahead, live gardening. We'll have joke of the week, plant of the week, word of the week, tip of the week, and an update on the Renaissance. All those things and many more are coming up right here, right now, on Monday Morning Live. Let's kick off with some Monday morning shout-outs. Giving a shout-out to my mum, to my beautiful wife Renee. I want to give a shout-out to all the parents who have sent their kids off back to school after another successful school holiday period. I want to give a shout-out to the 6 String Musical Academy. They had their very first performances at the Marlborough Farmers Market yesterday. Now, I'm now in charge of booking and promoting the musical performers for the Marlborough Farmers Market. If you've ever wanted to perform live, and hey, if there's anyone who knows anything about performing live, it's this guy, because I've done it now 75 weeks in a row. If you ever wanted to perform live, if you're a muso, hit me up, and we'd love to book you for the Marlborough Farmers Market. Let's take a look back at the week that was. Obviously, I've mentioned about the Gourmet Deli being back at the Marlborough Farmers Market. I've mentioned about the 6 String Musical Academy. Had a great week on the farm, sowing seeds, getting ready for our summer planting program. We were sowing courgettes, yellow courgettes. This week we'll be doing green ones. We were also sowing melons, watermelons, rock melons. Sowed about 1,000 different melons last week at the farm, Golden Mile. Great time at the Marlborough Farmers Market, great time with the kids for the school holidays. Now, let's get into word of the week. I haven't had one for a while. Today's word of the week is numinous. Numinous means something that is mysterious or otherworldly. There's been a few things otherworldly going on here in the garden the last few weeks. Anyone that tuned in last week would have seen that last week was the 300th film I've made for YouTube. Quite a phenomenal achievement. My YouTube channel's been going for around about 3 years, so I've done on average 2 videos a week for YouTube. Now, the editing software that I use for all of the films that I make for YouTube is called InShot. I-N-S-H-O-T. It's a really handy little app that I use for my phone for editing all of my films. And I had some exciting news. You see, InShot are running a global competition. Out of all the creators that use InShot, they're entering into a competition to find the greatest film in the world that uses InShot editing software. And I'm pleased to announce that my 300th film for YouTube has been entered into that very competition. So it's amazing to think that a video that made by little old me could be in the running to be the best in the world. Let's take a look at the week ahead. Celebrity birthdays this week, there's 2 special ones. Firstly, this guy. This is Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. His personal battles have been particularly inspiring for me. Speaking of inspiring, I've always been inspired by the show Saturday Night Live. Another celebrity birthday is a former cast member of Saturday Night Live, and that is the late great Norm Macdonald. And he has supplied us this week's joke of the week. You see, a moth went into a podiatrist's office. The podiatrist said, "Can I help you?" The moth said, "I hope so, Doc. I've got some problems. I've just been feeling so down lately. Can't seem to pull myself out of this funk." He said, "It's affecting my work. I've been fired from my job. It's affecting my home life. My wife has left me." He said, "I just can't seem to pull myself out of it." The podiatrist said, "Well, it seems like you've got some real issues there, but to be honest, it seems like you need some professional help. It seems like you need a psychiatrist, not a podiatrist. Why did you come into my office?" And the moth said, "Because the light was on." Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Joke of the week supplied by the late great Norm MacDonald. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to get into some live gardening. Every week at the Marlborough Farmers Market I visit my good friend Lee. She has a stall called Mississippi Herbs, and I get seedlings and herbs from her. Today we're going to be planting stevia. Now, stevia is a natural sweetener. Ever since I gave up alcohol, I've been enjoying herbal teas, the odd hot chocolate, and I'm trying to get away from being too dependent on sugar. This is a 6-litre pot. I'm going to plant this stevia because it's a natural sweetener. I'm hoping that it will sweeten up my herbal teas. I'm going to roll right into tip of the week. Now, see what I've done here. This is the seedling that I got from my friend Lee at Mississippi Herbs. And what I've done is I've filled this 6-litre pot with a high-grade potting mix. This is a Dalton's potting mix. Dalton don't sponsor the show yet. And what I've done is I've popped the seedling in its punnet into the pot, and I've backfilled it with potting mix. Now what this does is it gives you a good idea of how much room you're going to need in the pot. What we're going to do is we give a shout out to Brett. Thank you for joining us all the way from Australia. Global audience tuning in to Monday Morning Live. We're going to do the Benny salute. One finger either side of this little seedling. Tip it up, give it the Benny squeeze, and pull it out of the container just like that. Let's take a look at the roots. Shout out to Clevin, thanks for joining. Now the roots, they haven't become too root bound, so we don't need to separate them out. And what we've done is we've made this perfectly sized hole in our little pot. Little hole in the little pot. We're going to pop it upside down and just firm it in. Now I'm also going to sow some seeds of basil. Now basil, as we know, is a fantastic companion plant. Great as a companion for tomatoes, but also for this stevia. I'm just going to sprinkle. Now you might notice that I'm using the Benny's 6100 series seed dispersal shot glass. I'm going to sprinkle these basil seeds in here, and we're going to give it some water, because as we know, you can never underestimate the value of water. Now the basil needs a little bit of light in order to germinate, so I'm just going to lightly spray this with some water, just a little bit of a mist, a little bit of light mist. And that basil is going to grow really well as a companion for our stevia, our natural sweetener. There's your live gardening. Right, we've looked back at the week that was, we've taken a look at the week ahead. We've talked about celebrity birthdays. We've done our live gardening. I want to give a shout out to my good friend Kelly from Fantail Fields. She donated the flowers to decorate this week's set. So shout out to Kelly from Fantail Fields. Give a shout out to Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. We've done joke of the week, we've done word of the week, we've done live gardening. I think all there is to remain to be done is to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me every week here on Monday Morning Live. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel, which is Benny. Now, Monday Morning Live, given the fact that this is our 75th episode, it makes it by far and away the longest running weekly gardening show in the history of YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram and Twitter combined. Therefore making it the greatest achievement in the history of social media. And thank you for your support. I'm Benny Ward. You can see me every Monday morning here on Monday Morning Live. You can see me every Sunday at the Marlborough Farmers Market. You can see me anytime you want on my YouTube channel. And I will see you next time in the garden.
This is SM to Benny.
Wait. Receiving a transmission. Go ahead, Seth.
No,
No?
it's Slogger.
Slogger?